What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and in this video I'd like to talk about some things that we as crypto investors need to avoid and keep in mind over the coming days, weeks, and months, the remainder of this cycle, really, because we've dealt with the aftermath of October 10th, the flash crash that happened, and we've been, here we are a couple weeks later. We've been dealing with this, setting up our bags. Hopefully nobody's panic sold, and if you have panic sold, hopefully you've gotten back in. Things are starting to come to life, right? We're seeing various altcoins, Zcash is pumping today. Various altcoins are pumping. Bitcoin's coming back. There's a wave of optimism hitting the markets, sweeping the markets right now, and that's great. But we as human beings have a tremendous capacity to get in our own way of the goals that we're trying to achieve. And I hopefully by the end of this video, a lot of us can maybe be more aware of these pitfalls or these situations that we ourselves set up. So hopefully this video helps with that. Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get into it. Okay, so what I'd like to talk about really is avoiding what I like to call, and I'm sure I'm not the only person that calls it this, but avoiding shiny object syndrome. I don't know what your list looks like. I named mine latest and greatest because I'm real original. But you might scroll through your list of cryptos, whatever your favorite cryptos are. You might go through CoinMarketCap and go to what coins are performing the best right now, right? Which ones are at the top of the list. And you're seeing that Zcash, Dash, Pump, Hyperliquid, Humanity Protocol, whatever the hell that is, they're at the top of the list, right? You might be scrolling through, shout out to Bitcoin Cash. You almost had the honorable mention and World Liberty Finance. You might be going through your list and seeing that Zcash is at the top of the list, or that Edge is up 23%, or Omni is up 35%, but you're holding every other coin, or maybe you're allocated the least into these coins. It's important to keep in mind, my friends, that everything's going to pump, and that just because there's some coins right now that are pumping more than others does not mean that they're going to continue. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the coins that are the top performers of this market cycle, they might not be pumping right now. They might be lying dormant. Maybe they've just pumped and they're consolidating still. Or perhaps some of these coins like Zcash could be a top performer this cycle, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be the top performer every single week. And it doesn't mean that buying at a relative high point is a smart idea, right? The worst thing you could do is take the crypto that you have conviction in, that you have faith in, that you have belief in, because you've done your research, you've done your studies, you understand what the fundamental prospects are of this coin, what it promises to build and do and achieve, and you're behind this project. The worst thing you could do is sell that project, sell that coin, that asset, for a coin that you know less about, for a coin that's pumping today that's outperforming maybe the average altcoin. The worst thing you could do is get shiny object syndrome and take your coin that's being boring, sell that coin, and buy a coin that's at the high point. I know I've made this video plenty of times. We've talked about this, but I'm going to make it plenty of times more because it's something that we need to be aware of. We as humans, we get distracted, we get bored, and we really make our worst decisions when we're bored, when we're distracted. And it's important to just try to keep your head screwed on right and trust the process, okay? As I like to say, we've made our bed. At this point, if you're in the crypto markets, at this point, you've got at least months of experience in the markets, if not years, right? If not multiple cycles like me. You've been in the markets for some time. You've done your research. You've picked your plays. You've put your money into them for the reasons that I just said. You've done your research, right? You were looking into them. You put your time and your efforts into understanding what they are. Don't soil that. Don't ruin that. Don't diminish that and get in your own way from a project that will inevitably pump. Don't do that to yourself by getting shiny object syndrome and be like, oh my God, but this thing's pumping right now. My coin's down today, or it's up 1%, but this coin's up 30, 40% today. I clearly should be invested in this. That's horrible. You're never going to catch a pump if you're chasing them. You have to let it come to you. And sure, wouldn't it be nice if we could time out every little move that happened? Oh, put it in this coin that's up 40% today, sell that. Put it in the next one that's going to be up. Wouldn't it be nice if we were all masterminds and oracles of the future? But we're not. We don't know what coin's going to pump next. Today, however many coins there are that are up 30 or 40 or more percent today, nobody would have known that yesterday. Maybe some people had strong inclinations. Maybe there were charts and stuff to suggest that, or insider information that could have suggested that, maybe. But largely, most of us were just waiting for the end results to get here. And that's probably the best thing you can do, is just wait. Don't try to force it. Don't try to force it. We're getting to that finale phase where it doesn't matter what you're invested in. As long as it's in the top 500, you're probably going to kill it. You're probably going to knock it right out of the park. But you have to be patient. You're not going to knock anything out of the park if you're trying to catch a ball that's midair. You know what I mean? It's already been hit. If you want the full experience, the full show. You have to hold during these boring times. You can't get distracted. If you want to buy new things, if you want to buy a coin that's pumping, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. But don't you dare sell a coin that's down for that. In fact, I want to say this just as like a blanket statement. This is something that's helped me as an investor. I hope that it helps you as an investor too. And there's always caveats. There's always exceptions to the rule. Every rule that I've ever said or that anybody ever says, there's always exceptions, even to that rule. There's even exceptions to there always being exceptions. Some rules are there are no exceptions, but that's a contradiction right there. What I'm trying to say, the rule that I'm trying to give you is that if let's say you've invested in something, right, or five something. Let's say that it's payday, you have $100 at your disposal, you have $1,000 at your disposal, whatever the amount is, and you pick 5 cryptos with that money. Okay, you split it up into 5 parts. Okay, and every single one of those cryptos, except for one, has gone down. Okay, and the one that didn't go down, it went up. It went up like 20, 40, 50%. Every other crypto went down 5% today. This one went up 50%. The worst thing you could do is sell your coins at a loss for something that's at a gain. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say here is avoid any plays that you make. Avoid selling them for a loss for something that's up, especially for something that's up. If you want to sell something that's at a loss for another thing that's at a loss, you want to do a quick swap while they're there, that's fine. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Do whatever you want with your money anyways. It's not my call. It's your call to make. But every time that let's say I've bought something or a handful of things, and I had my eyes on this one thing over here, but I decided not to include it in my recent purchase. If these coins go down and that one goes up, and then I decide, screw it, I'm going to sell these coins for that one, I should have known all along. Oftentimes, what happens is that coin will start to correct, or it'll be boring, and then the coins that I was holding, they come back to not just neutral where I was before, but they exceed, they actually pump, and they provide gains. Where if I was just patient, what I'm trying to say here is, you in crypto, it's better to, if you have conviction in a project, if you believe it's going to grow in time, you did your research and you know that it's got value and that it's just undervalued and that in a matter of time it will pump. If you have conviction in the projects, it's better to just hold through the pain, sit through the losses, than it is trying to sell a low point for another coin that might make some profits back for you. Like, just don't try to play that game. I feel like I'm doing a horrible job of explaining this, but at the same time, I feel like the point should be easy to understand that I'm trying to say here. A good rule of thumb, and again, there are exceptions to this rule, is don't sell anything at a loss for something that's in gains. Just don't do that, okay? You're going to get yourself burned every single time you do that. And again, the main essence of this video, I'm losing steam here, so I'm going to wrap it up. The main essence of this video is effectively avoid chasing things, okay? Avoid star shopping, because if you wait, everything's going to launch. Everything's going to be a shooting star here very, very soon. Just be patient. Trust the process. You've done research. You've done your analysis. You've bought the dip. You've bought the top and then bought the dip and held the bottom. Trust the process. Everything's going to pump. It's just a matter of time. Be patient, have conviction. Conviction is what gets us through these difficult, boring, trying times, okay? Don't get distracted with the shiny objects. That's what they're there for, is distraction only. Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.